Rupar in the studio. Very nice to be here, Matt. It's not my favorite time of year. I'm a spring and summer guy,
Yep.
but a lot of people are happy. They enjoy the holidays, and it's nice for me. It's nice to be around happy people, so I like that too.
Me too.
And the weather today it was pretty mild.
It wasn't
Pretty
bad.
mild.
Not bad.
I just let the cat out. He still wants to go out. I don't
Yep.
like him out after dark for very long, but when the show's over, and tonight it's going to be over early, because I got the word from the big guy, Wayne Norman, early in the week that it's a short show again today. That's 2 weeks in a row. There's Dawn Niles right now.
I'll let her in.
My guest, she's coming in. Matt Rupar's going out to let her in, and again, this show will be shorter. Because there's going to be a pregame show for the Yukon women tonight. And, Wayne Norman, whenever he tells me I have a short show, I say, why? Because I always want to know why, because I don't like a short show. And he says, well, what difference does it make? I said, come on, Wayne, tell me. He said, you got some sports talk going on. I said, it's not even game time. It's pregame, but, that's cool. He said, it's Yukon women's basketball. I said, all right. Let's hear it for the Yukon women. They're on tonight, taking half of my time on the show. My guest is here, Dawn Niles.
I'm so sorry, Dennis.
You're only about 2 minutes late, and I haven't run out of gas yet.
Okay.
I'm still. Well, I had to take a nap this afternoon.
Actually, that's the reason I'm late.
I got up early. I was telling Matt Rupar I got up early. I had to do a lot of legal work today, and I had lunch with a client down in Coventry at the Bidwell Tavern. I've been there in a long time. Had a nice lunch. I ate too much, and I got tired. And I took a nap.
Well,
I feel refreshed now, though.
I'm starting to feel refreshed.
All right. Well, I'll try to pick you
That's
up.
okay. Lloyd woke me up. Thank goodness.
You can work off of my energy, because I've got some now.
He woke me up and said, aren't you supposed to be somewhere? And I'm like,
Good for Lloyd.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're here. So we don't have an awful lot of time. We got enough time to talk about some of the many things you're working on now. You're always working on a lot of things, and
let's talk about the Christmas stuff first, because that's the fun stuff.
Yeah. See, I was just telling Matt Rupar here that this is not my favorite time of year. I'm a spring and summer guy, definitely. I light up when the spring starts, when the animals start running around and the birds are singing and the trees are blooming and the plants are blooming, and I feel renewed. But the one thing I like about this season is there's lots of people who really enjoy this season, and most people do actually. And I feed off of their energy, and that's if there's anybody who enjoys this season a lot, it's you, Dawn Niles.
Oh, don't I have to be on Mrs. Claus?
That's right, Mrs. Claus, yeah.
It goes with the territory here.
Okay, so what's up lately?
Well, to be honest, we started taking applications, Wyndham Cares, for people who want to feel they need help with Christmas. We started doing that in October, which is the normal time that we start. And everybody has till December 9th at midnight. We're shutting the site down at midnight, guys, to register. Not expecting the fact that here it is, only mid-November, and I have 478 families signed up to date.
Wow.
Please don't ask me how many kids that is, because I haven't even tried to count.
Yeah, you've got some families have more than one kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens.
We only put in for 4, but we left the opportunity for them to email me.
Right.
And let me know about any additional children, which, a few have. And then we just kind of make sure and stuff. We're looking right now to make sure we don't have any duplicates and things like that, because some people think that they haven't heard from us, they should put it in. That's not true. If you got a response from us that says, thank you, we got your application, then we got your application.
How does one apply?
There's a couple of ways. You can go right to our Facebook page, Wyndham Willimantic Cares. There's this picture of Santa and Mrs. Claus from quite a few years ago. We had our mask on at that point, but it's the best one I have. And basically, there's a link right there. Or you can go to the Town of Wyndham website, and the same picture's there. under upcoming events, and that you can click on it there. And once you click on it, you can choose English or Spanish.
Okay, and the
fill it
deadline
out.
is December 9th?
Yep, 9th at midnight.
No extensions?
No extensions.
It's statute of limitations. That's where you
Yes.
stop. And then
Yeah.
when is the distribution?
We actually had to start already. We have a very small space at the town hall.
Yeah.
As you know, there's renovations going on.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
But it limits our space that we
Yeah.
have. So we've already started giving bags of toys away. So we have room to collect more toys and give them out. I think only about 70, 75 people that we've actually bagged and gotten ready to date. Realize there's only 5 of us. That's the whole crew.
Yeah, well, you lost one of your
Yeah.
charter members there, and Anita Sebastian.
We lost the one who
Shame.
organized us. Everybody seemed
Yeah.
to think Dawn is the organizer.
Ah,
I might organize the day-to-day activity stuff, but Anita, she organized the upstairs and where everything was so that you knew exactly where, if you had a bag and you needed a 5-year-old, you knew exactly where to go. And we don't have that this year, so we're trying to organize ourselves and everything else. And you don't know what you're missing until you miss it.
I just want to repeat for the benefit of our listeners that there's 2 ways to apply, right, Don?
Yes.
And one is on the town website.
Yeah, that's the easiest one for people. Just go right to the townofwyndham.gov website, and there's a link right there on the front page.
That's good. It's good that it's on the front page, because sometimes I have trouble finding things on that.
Yeah,
on that site.
it says upcoming events, and it scrolls through, and
Fantastic.
you click on it, and then you're right there.
And then you have your
And
website
then
for
the
Wyndham
website,
Cares.
you just have to scroll down and find the picture of Santa Mrs. Claus that has to do with applications. I think there's one now. I have an assistant, Jessica, who's now going to try to do all my posts for me because I've been trying to do it too fast and making apparently some grammatical mistakes.
Would that be Jessica Niles?
Yeah, that would be my daughter-in-law. So
Okay.
I volunteered her to volunteer to do the corrections.
I'm glad I'm not a member of your family. I got enough to do.
Anyway,
Okay.
she's put 2 in there for the upcoming Stuff a Fire Truck, because we've been collecting money and toys all year long, so that's how we were able to get started early. But our main event is our Stuff a Fire Trucks,
Yeah,
and that's on December 7th, I believe.
December 7th.
December 7th. We have it at Walmart from 9 to 5, and that's the volunteer fire departments. And then at BJ's in Willimantic will be there 9 to 1, and then a bunch of other people who just said they would help out will be there until 5.
So that must be a weekend.
That's a Saturday.
Saturday. That is, of course, as we all know, it's Pearl Harbor Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
You want
also
to be bombarded with
it's also a
toys.
fundraiser we're having at Papagino's that night. So
Okay.
yeah.
And you're having a fundraiser at Papagino's tomorrow as well.
Yes, we are. We are. It doesn't bring in a lot of money, but it brings in a little. And trust me, I can make just $1 go a long way.
That's right. Well, you have to if you get money, you got to go out and buy the toys. And
Right, which is where
that takes time too.
I think that's why I'm tired. I spent an hour and a half doing that this afternoon, this morning, then brought them up to the town hall, and now when I leave you, I'm heading to Manchester
Okay.
to do Christmas shopping there for the toys.
Well, when this show is prematurely over, thanks to UConn women basketball, and I love them. I love the games, but I don't like it when they cut me out of half an hour. It's okay, but so it goes. Sometimes the Red Sox cut me, and I complain about that too. And everybody knows I am a big Red Sox fan, sort of.
Sort of.
Cardinals first, Red Sox second. Anyway, okay, so can you talk a little bit about the origins of Wyndham Willimantic Cares?
Started 15 years ago. Do you remember Karen Gilbranson?
Absolutely.
She's an activist in town.
Is she still here?
Yeah, I think so.
She's still around.
And anyway, she asked me about almost 3 months before Christmas if I could think of something to help out, because they had shut down Salvation Army's giving tree
Oh,
for
yeah.
some reason that year.
Yeah.
And so we were able to actually help 351 kids that year. We did our very first Stuff a Fire truck out of what was then the mayor's office at the town hall.
Yeah.
That's how Ernie Eldridge got involved.
Oh, that's right. Okay, it's a little
And
history.
yeah, well, I had to ask for permission to have a place to put it.
Yeah.
And then him and Anita just helped out from that point on.
Right.
It formed its own over the years because we've done lots of other things besides toys. But it's basically like a group of 5 people, and every event we have, different people join in to help out to make sure that it's.
Well, you got to name
know.
the other 4 people. Jessica's got to be one.
Well,
She
yeah,
one of
she
the 5?
She actually
Jessica
helped
Niles?
Jessica Niles.
Yeah.
I might be more than 5 now. So
Well,
myself, Ernie,
put you on the spot here.
I know, Jessica Niles, Pam Adams,
Yeah. No Pam.
oh my God, Dawn Ducat,
Okay.
and that's the main 5.
Okay.
And then I have Patty Spruance,
Yeah.
who is the town clerk, because now I get to have all of our money go through the town, and now we're tax exempt, and she keeps me balanced.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Money-wise.
I'm going to write out a check before I leave here
Yep.
today.
So you're tax exempt.
One of my questions was, do you have nonprofit
Yes.
tax exempt status?
That's how we got
and
it.
I every time I file my taxes, I
Yeah.
go
That's
through
how-
and I find, wow, I said, I
Yeah.
give that much money this year to
That's
to
how we got.
charity?
And then when they're done with work, both Zamara Kappa and Ariana, they actually help out as well after they're
Yep.
done with their jobs during the day.
town hall people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
And then, did I mention Pam Adams?
You did.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it's a little bit more, but the core group is the first few that I
Yeah, but you got other people volunteer
Yeah.
from time to time, and
depending on what the issue is
yeah,
that we're doing.
right. I can remember years ago, before when the Willimantic Cares started. I think I remember we used to do this at over at Eastern.
We did it at Eastern.
I think James Flores was involved.
It was stuff. That was actually the backpack.
That was
yeah.
backpacks. That's right. That
was backpacks.
was
Dennis.
backpacks. Okay,
Yeah.
that's something else you do, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yep. So you go right from backpacks when school starts into getting
Into
ready
Christmas.
for the
I
Christmas
don't
holiday.
actually. I get ready for the Christmas holidays a few days after Christmas. There's no other way to do this.
It must run in
we-
your family, because I know your brother Tommy is always talking about Christmas.
Well, he likes winter.
He likes winter.
I don't like winter. I like Christmas.
You're like, okay, I'm with you.
There's a difference.
I'm
here.
with you. I don't like winter.
Yeah. There's a difference. I don't mind. You know how the weather was a few days ago?
Yeah,
That's my kind of Christmas.
Yeah. You know,
It can snow that day nicely, but not be any
I
colder.
have a person who lives in my home who likes Christmas a lot,
Yes.
and she keeps me going.
She does. She has a good time in some of these things. But
She's very, very sociable, and she likes to get out and do the kind of stuff that you do. And there's an awful lot of people in town who do a lot of things for people in need. Let's say that.
It really is.
When I think of that, I always think of you first.
Well, you should think of actually the entire town, because
Yeah.
this might be an organization, but it does not happen without the donations from all of the townspeople.
Yeah.
And that's really who should be applauded. All we
Well-
do is put it all together, because without it, Dennis, we can't do it.
Well, I think that's
So-
one reason why you and I both love the town, and that's because the people here are welcoming to we welcome everybody, and if people need help, we help them.
I agree.
And
It's the best part about this town.
Yeah, it is. It's why I'm here.
The loving of people care,
Yeah.
and there's lots of diversity. But that's great, because that means
Oh,
we
yeah.
all have the ability to express ourselves.
And we're all learning from each
And
other.
we learn from each other.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, if you need something, they're there for you.
That's right. That's
and
right.
that's
It's great.
what I love.
Okay.
But you want to talk about the other 2 events before you get kicked out of here?
Yeah. 10 minutes?
All right.
All right, we got 10.
So I'm going to
Okay,
do really quickly. Don't forget, the quickest one is the Wyndham Center tree lighting.
Oh, yeah.
That's always the Sunday after Christmas.
Yeah.
I
saw
sorry,
that on the
after
schedule
Thanksgiving,
somewhere. Yeah.
not Christmas. And that is December 1st. It's at 6 o'clock. They usually have someone from the Wyndham community who's done something,
Yeah.
light the tree. It's run by the fire department, Wyndham Center out there. And Santa comes through on a fire truck, and Mrs. Claus stays in the nice, warm hall. And we greet the kids with, hi, and they can tell us what they want for Christmas. We have I believe Santa now sends letters to them saying thank you very much.
We used
for
to.
what you did.
We used to bring our grandchildren there all the time.
Yeah.
In fact, we got some great pictures that were taken, and they each one, Maggie and Kate, both got pictures in the front page of the Chronicle.
Well, I got to tell you
When they were
that
little kids.
John Postemski is my oldest child that actually sat on my knee.
John Postemski is a wonderful guy.
Yes.
He's a little bigger than my grandchildren.
He is a lot bigger than your grandchildren. But that was also his Christmas picture as well.
Yeah.
But that starts at 6, and then you go to the firehouse and have, cocoa and meet and greet with Santa, Mrs.
That's
Claus.
in Wyndham Center on December 1st.
Yeah.
What day is that? Is that a Saturday?
That's a Sunday.
That's a
It's
Sunday.
always the Sunday after.
Okay,
But-
December 2nd is a Monday.
But
That's right.
December,
Yeah.
whatever. Anyway, the Friday, though, Black Friday, I guess they call it, right after Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
at 6 o'clock, that is the thing that's a lot of fun.
That is November
All right.
29th. I just saw that on the schedule.
Yeah, and the nice part about it is it's grown so much over the years.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Remember the first few years, it was like
Yeah.
maybe 5-10 minutes long, and there was a few fire trucks and this
Yeah.
and that. Santa, Mrs. Claus.
It was
always
pretty good
came.
from the start, but it wasn't like it is now.
Oh, the list is ridiculous. I actually went to their website to see.
Yeah.
And it is chock full of not only fire trucks, but businesses in town. We have a Star Wars costume club that's coming.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And lots of businesses from the town, let me tell you. And I'm looking really quickly for the groups. Trailside Canines are coming, so it's a lot of different groups that are coming down Main Street, and they start at Memorial Park at exactly 6 o'clock. The roads will be shut off, so expect that, everybody, about 15 minutes before to keep everybody safe. And they come down Main Street. They stop at Gilson Square, where the tree is lit at that point usually by Cupid, but if that Cupid can't attend, then Santa and Mrs. Claus will do it. I think we tried to do a Christmas
I'm trying
carol
to
song
think
or
who Cupid is.
something.
I don't remember.
She worked for the school system.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember her name.
Yep.
But, she'll be invited by the rec department to
Sure.
do that. And then you can go inside, where it's nice and warm. And in the community center, you'll go in through the rec side and come up through the hall. And Santa and Mrs. Claus will be sitting in front of their nice little fireplace that they have there. And you can have pictures taken with them, with your own camera. And we will give you a present. We usually have books or stuffed animal to give the children. We try to promote books. So there's a lot of books that we do have that are brand new that Santa has signed.
I like that.
Yeah, I do too. And
Hopefully they'll read them.
then there's hot chocolate that's provided by the Salvation Army. Used to be by the Seroptimist.
Yeah.
But I believe last year it was by Salvation Army. I believe that's who's doing it
I
this
remember
year.
the Seroptimist doing it because, Bill Rose, the former first selectman and chaplain,
Yeah.
his wife Lisa was involved with the Seroptimist.
Well, interesting enough,
should
you want to
see
know
Bill
who
here.
the daddy of the parade is?
Yeah, I do. I know. Another member of your family.
The daddy of the parade is my son, Josh Niles. And he actually came to the, what was then the Board of Selectmen,
Yeah.
to the chair of the rec department, who was his mom. And she said, we don't have any money for this. You'll have to figure it out yourself.
Yeah.
And we didn't have any money to do it. The budget was very tight, but he figured it out himself. Now we actually pay a little bit to make sure
Yeah.
that the roads are shut down, public works and
Sure.
things like that. Otherwise, the cost is really just held
Well,
by
the
the individuals.
crowds you get are incredible.
Yeah.
And,
Last year's crowd was like, it was just the biggest ever.
Yeah, and it's, there's always a possibility that the evening will be very cold. And you really haven't had brutally cold evening yet. I don't
We've
think.
come down when it's actually been snowing, which
Yeah.
is pretty.
Yeah.
It was a light snow. We have come down in the bitter cold one year.
Not like when your husband and I went to the
No,
ice bowl at
no.
the
When you
Wentworth
guys
Field.
went, you guys are nuts anyway.
I will never do that again.
I would never have done
Never.
that.
That's another story. I could have Lloyd come on.
You
and
have
talk
Lloyd
about
come
that.
on. You can talk about
The ice bowl,
that at
hockey,
that
3
particular-
hockey games. And,
cannot
It was
believe-
below zero.
yeah.
And Josh was there too.
You,
And
Josh,
he was not
and
dressed
Lloyd.
for it, and I felt sorry for him. I was
I think they
wearing
were
like,
going into the men's room every so often to warm up. If that's what I can understand.
between periods, and everybody headed for the men's room, which was large, and it was heated, and it was unbelievable. And I think I was wearing 3 pairs of long johns, and I was freezing.
I want you all to know that I was home in a nice, warm house.
So
I
was-
didn't really care.
So was my wife, Susan Johnson, who likes winter too, but not that much. But
Well,
anyway,
It's just there's
you
been a
have
lot
never
of
had a night like that for the parade.
no. Thank goodness,
Oh,
because it would
Please,
be really,
Wayne
really
Norman,
hard.
please. Wayne Norman, is in control of the weather. Make sure
Yeah.
that the evening of November 29th.
Could you make
is
it like it
mild.
was a few days ago, where it was really, really nice out?
Yeah.
You didn't know if you really needed a coat or anything. Just that kind of night.
I'm going to tell Wayne next time I talk to him that he's got to do his very best on November 29th. We don't want freezing cold weather. We've been lucky so far. I think the parade that your son Josh, it was his big idea.
Yeah.
I think that it's also generated those other people who are going around putting the lights up and stuff.
That actually did help. That's
I
why
think
they
so.
originally did it. And look at the amazing job,
Yeah.
the way the town looked last year, and the way that it will look
Yeah.
this year when they get closer. And hopefully, people, whoever is playing around with Santa when he goes back up, will you leave him alone?
Where did that Santa come from?
That is that group
That
of
group.
people.
Okay, that's I know
Both that and the
Ken
Grinch.
Follum's a part of that group.
Yeah, it's the holiday lights or something that,
Yeah,
that puts it
yeah,
on.
yeah.
And Bill Sayers is part
Bill
of the group.
Sayers is part of the group,
Doyle's
yeah.
part of the group.
Yeah.
And so on. And they work really hard
Yeah,
to
they
get that
do.
money. And they're doing it.
Roy
to make-
Dingler.
Roy Dingler.
probably does more than anybody. He's amazing.
They're doing it to make our town look awesome.
Yeah.
And whoever's slashing Santa, to be quite honest, enough.
Well, this town is a great town, but it's not perfect. Just like no other town is perfect.
We've alady said
But
that.
we need
and,
people
yeah.
to,
respect property.
Yeah, it is.
Respect.
Somebody put a lot into that, and whether it be money or time or effort, and people should not sabotage those efforts.
Well, I think a lot of times people just think that it's the town that's bought it, and I don't know why they think that's okay to go and destroy. But it seems like a lot of people seem to think that that was it, but it wasn't. These are hardworking individuals that are volunteering their time.
Yeah, well, I'm so glad there's a Dawn Niles here to kind of pull all this stuff together, not only for the town but for our listeners. And we have to have you come back on again before the big days come up to remind everybody about what's going on. I don't know if you booked on the Wayne show, but
He's actually never asked me. I don't know.
he's,
I could, now that I'm retired, I could get up for that one.
yeah. Well, that's right. If you want to be on his show, you gotta get up a little earlier than I'm willing to do anymore. I get up at 8:00 every morning now. I still work, but I usually don't get up before 8. This morning I got up at 6 because I had to.
Interesting. I'm retired now, and I'm up at 6. Right now, I think it's because I got so much stuff on my mind. I'm trying to get it all done.
All right, we got the word from Matt Rupar
You're kicking us out.
that we are being kicked out of here in favor of UConn women's basketball pregame show, and I'm going to listen to that show. I hope it's a great show. This is Dennis O'Brien with Dawn Niles. We'll be back next week with another great show.
Bye.